Hello everybody, welcome to the 2021 Frostbite Open, brought to you by Auburn Opelika Tourism. We are out here in the beautiful Opelika, Alabama for this one-day C-tier 2 rounds, and we've got Felix, Vega with Run Productions, and joining me is MVP team captain, Mr. Matt Dollar.
Hey, what's up, Felix?
What's going on, Matt? So this is, we're out here at the Tumble Tree Disc Golf Course. You've played this event. You actually played this event. There was a defrost on Sunday, which you took part in as well, correct?
Yes, that is correct. I tried to get into the Frostbite Open, which we are watching right now. I was a little late on the draw. I tried to sign up a few hours late, and I was like 30th on the wait list.
Yeah, that's the plague of the disc golf explosion that we're witnessing right now. You got to be quick on the draw with these things.
Yeah, it's wonderful.
Oh yeah. So tell us about hole 1 here. See, par 3, 288 feet.
Yeah, I would say the preferred play for a righty is a forehand that you just take at the tree line on the left and then let crash in just short of those trees. That is the preferred play. You will see the righties throw a backhand mid-range turnover, which I think Neal will probably do right here. Maybe a putter because Jared smashes.
Yeah, no kidding. That's a lucid warden that he's throwing. So anytime you see that yellow disc coming out, that's what that is.
Very nice. He's a longtime DD sponsored player.
Yeah, I think he said this is like his 9th year with them.
That's amazing.
Yeah. And this is young Jared Hendersen, who we actually covered last year at the NADGT finals over in Huntsville, Alabama. So good to see him stepping up and playing open. Yeah.
That was pretty much the perfect line. He got a really unfortunate reaction, I believe, off one of those roots that are near the basket, and it shot him all the way to the next tee pad, so he'll probably be just outside the circle.
We've got Mark Poole, who's no stranger to this event. He is throwing one of his multiple comets on this line here on a turnover.
Yeah, Mark Poole is just an excellent mid-range thrower. The guy can really throw the disc straight, and he loves to work the comet on those turnover angles.
And Jacob going with the forehand line.
Oh my goodness.
Not a bad way to start the round. A nice little basket hit.
Yeah, ring the bell right off the rip. That's pretty much the perfect forehand line.
Yeah, you can't draw it up much better than that. And Mark wanted no part of that putt. As you can see, he just lays it up.
Yeah, it's a little bit of a tricky green, so if you do run a really long putt and you blow by, you're very likely to have a tree in the way coming back.
Yeah. Jared there with a tricky bit off of that knee coming out of that bush. Let's see what Jared Hendersen can do here. There you go.
Yeah, that's an excellent putt for a righty with the tree being just in front of the basket on the right side. That is a really hard putt, especially if you don't attack it with some anhyzer. He just really trusted to play it right off the edge of that tree and drained it dead center.
Yeah, that's how you draw it up. Now, we weren't dealing with too much wind yet, and we're kind of protected here in this green, but the next hole, the wind's definitely going to play a factor, I think.
Got a little head shaking birdie right there.
Nearly an ace. That's the worst. If you're ace running it and then you end up taking a par because you missed the putt.
Yeah, first putt of the day too, so always a little nervous.
Yeah. All right, so there you have a look at our leaderboard starting the day here. Jared Hendersen and Jacob Chester taking the birdies to start off. And we move on to hole 2. Matt, what's the play on this hole here?
Well, hole number 2, it's a short one. And if there's wind, which we say there's not going to be much wind today, it really makes it tricky playing over this water because you don't want to throw it too high because as soon as you go past the basket, you usually have a really long comeback death putt. So you'll see a lot of guys try to play it really low, and sometimes it'll result off water skips, which usually you get a friendly reaction if you hit the water and then skip up onto the bank. But the bank's just steep enough to where if you hit it right where the water meets the land, it will not stay.
Yeah, definitely a trickier shot than you think here. And Jared going a little long. There's that scary putt you're talking about.
Yeah, a lot of times you'll see guys throw a really nice looking shot. It looks like it's going to be parked, and it ends up sliding to those rocks, and it's a little bit nerve-wracking, especially if you get just through the first edge of the rocks like he did there.
Let's see if Jacob's got another ace run in him here. A little wide. That's pretty ideal there.
Yeah, it looked like a forehand putter shot, I do believe. Something really overstable, maybe a zone.
It's another warden here for Jared Neal, and he's cooked that one.
Yeah, I mean, Jared Neal could throw putters past every basket on this course, just about.
Yeah, it's funny. His Instagram tag, or his Instagram name, is Distance Monster. And, he definitely lives up to it.
Yes, very accurate name.
Good reaction there for Mark.
Yeah, with those rocks being back there, you'd think they'd all just bounce back like that, but as we saw, Mark was the only one who really got a good reaction off the rocks.
Yeah, Jared's thinking about it and makes the smart move.
That's a spicy layup right there. Oh, I feel like he's going for it here.
That's such a scary putt, man.
Yeah, it really is. It's hard to commit.
Yeah. Mark's got the much better angle here from the side, especially if you hyzer putt like that.
Oh, yeah. Mark's a solid putter.
Yeah. We had it was funny, we were playing, I think we were playing hole 4 coming back later on during this round, and someone splashed the chains, rolled out, and went OB on hole 2.
Oh, it's rough. I actually saw one of the worst, maybe not the worst break, but the worst way to see the break during my round on Sunday. I had a guy, he was putting from the water's edge from about 35 feet. He hit it dead center, but he pulled the Michael Johansson. Right when he knew it was dead center, he looked down, grabbed his mini. It went in, spit out, rolled all the way down in the water. He never looked up, went all the way to the basket to get his disc, and then saw it wasn't in there. We had to tell him it was in the water.
No.
It was the worst.
Oh. Hole 3, one of the long ones. We see our first par 4 coming in at 687 feet. What are your thoughts on this one, Dollar?
Well, you want to throw it as far as you can forward, but you have the path pinching you off on the left side here, and then the Mando on the right side of the screen right there. The Mando is really not in effect unless you're a Jared Neal type distance monster.
Yeah.
The rest of us, mere humans, really just need to worry about the path on the left, but you want to advance as far forward as possible because the pinched off green is really tricky to attack if you're having to throw from 350, 400 feet.
Yeah, it's a long one for a par 4. Even for the MPO division, it takes 2 well-executed shots to secure the birdie on this.
Yeah, what I've come to realize on this hole is if there's a bad wind, which a lot of times there'll be a headwind playing on this hole, so if there's a bad wind and you can't take a lot of distance off the tee shot, then once you get up there throwing your next shot, it just seems like it's forever away and you have to throw a driver. Where at the same time, when there's a favorable wind and you get a really good drive off, it's just a little putter up shot throwing over the path.
Yeah. And Jared Neal here has got a Biofusion Enforcer. And that's turned over a lot.
Oh, that's going to miss the Mando or maybe not be at it yet?
He's not quite at it yet, so he's still got a chance to make the Mando. But that was he didn't expect that disc to flip. There was some wind coming on off of this hole, but he just said he grabbed the wrong disc.
Yeah, I've seen Jared have problems with the Mando on this hole before because he throws so far.
That is a great upshot there by Jared Henderson to leave himself inside of the circle.
Yeah, pulls out the rangefinder, and I guess the guy knows his distance because he just pulled out the purple dog and threw it right to the pin.
Absolutely. So he's taking relief from the ditch there.
I am shocked by how close he got to the road.
Yeah. He almost went OB on the wrong hole. And he's yanked that one over. Unless he gets a big skip. And now he is officially out of bounds.
Oh man, he is actually making the 687-foot hole play like 900 feet because of the angles he's attacking.
Yeah. Mark throwing up a nice wide hyzer. And that got a little closer to the road than he probably would have liked.
Yeah, it didn't get a very favorable reaction when it landed either. It kind of popped forward on a little counter skip.
Yeah. There was a bit of a crosswind there and kind of kept it from coming in on that hyzer. Ooh, he's flirting with it. Okay.
Boy, he really trusts that disc though. Like you saw, he full on committed to make sure he released it with Anheuser, so he knew it was going to come back, but he almost overcommitted.
Yeah, that's one of his more overstable zones. He bags a couple of them. You can see the trust there for sure.
Looks like a Justice here.
Yeah, and you can hear in the audio here just a little bit of that wind whipping, even though we lowered the audio there.
Dynamic Discs Iron City, home of Alabama's largest selection in disc golf. Although they have dynamic discs in their name, they've got every manufacturer you'll need for your game. So whether you're looking for new or used discs and all of your disc golf accessories, head on over to Dynamic Discs Iron City.
Big shout out there to Dynamic Discs Iron City. Don't be fooled by the name. Like the ad said, they carry every manufacturer, so if you're in the area, check them out.
Yeah, I haven't been over there to see Chris Pierce and those guys yet at Iron City, but I look forward to my next trip out towards Birmingham, stopping by and seeing what they have going there.
Absolutely. Jared's having a rough go this hole, man. He's just like, I want to get off of this and move on to the next. That's a double bogey.
Yeah, it's really early in the game, but there's a lot of time to make up for it, but at the same time, it feels like, you dug that hole early. Just want to hurry up and get out of here.
Yeah, there's that old saying that you can't win the tournament early, but you can lose it early. But, there's still plenty of time to make it up there, but that's one that you kind of got to shake off.
Yeah, the one-day tournaments are definitely like shootouts, so you got to keep the pedal to the metal the whole time.
Yeah, so that puts Jared up 2 over. Jared Hendersen at 2 down along with Jacob Chester leading the way so far. Mark Poole not far behind, just 1 stroke off the lead. Another par 4, and this one is all about the drive and then the upshot here, so walk us through it here, Dollar.
Yeah, this is another par 4 where you need to have a good drive so that you do not have a very scary second shot. Ideally, you want to throw it as far forward as you can and keeping it on the right side of the fairway so you can see the basket to approach it. A lot of times you'll see people hyzer out early because they don't want to mess with the Mando that's on the right side of the fairway. And then once you do that, if you get close enough to the road, you'll see people throwing sidearms, right-handed sidearms over the road to try and get back up top. However, if you leave yourself short off the tee, unlike this beautiful drive here, then not only do you have to worry about the lake, you have to worry about this OB roped off area on the left that comes into play all the way up till you get to circle 2.
Yeah, the tee shot here is half of the equation, but yeah, if you can bite off as much as you can and be in the middle like you're talking about there, then it takes a little bit of the pressure off of that second shot.
Yeah, there's not much pressure on the first shot. It's really easy to, make the Mando and not go out of bounds, but if you don't do a lot of work on that tee shot, you're really going to worry about going after the birdie once you are looking at that second shot.
Yeah, Mark just skated inside the Mando there, so he is safe. But he's going to have he'll have some trees in the way to kind of affect his second shot here. And Jared is crushing a stiletto on this shot here.
Wow. Not many people can get that much flex out of a stiletto.
And he almost black aced hole 2.
Yeah, thank goodness for those trees. He might have went in the lake.
It was looking that way. So here you see the bit of the weird angle that Mark's got because of these trees.
Yeah, I think this hole might be better off, both holes here actually better served if the Mandos were different trees to kind of pinch you into each fairway a little bit tighter.
Yeah.
These guys have proven that you can kind of play into each fairway and still be in bounds.
Yeah, the idea there is to kind of keep them on separate fairways, but you can see that even if you cut inside and you end up way right, you still doesn't necessarily execute what they're trying to do with the hole design.
Yeah, I'm never a fan of more Mandos, but you might need an extra Mando there.
Yeah. Really good shot there by Jacob. He's going to have some meat left on that bone, but...
Yeah, he played the very safe shot. He threw a good tee shot, and then the second shot, like I said, kind of scary with OB on the right and the left, and he just played it dead straight, safe in the middle, which, like you said, will leave him with a scary putt now.
Yeah. Jerry getting to the edge of that tree line there, so he's going to have some work to do to try to save the par. And did he make it? Yeah, he made it past the OB there on his own shot.
That was close. That was a scary one.
Yeah. Not much more you can do there than what you saw from Mark, and Jacob's probably going to have a similar shot here to just get up and down.
Yeah, it looks like he wants to run it, though.
Let's see. It's a scary run. Oh, he gave it a legitimate bid.
Yeah, that's a nice, safe run.
Yeah.
He tried to give it nose up with Anheuser, so it's not going to go too far.
Oh. Okay, that's that down. Yeah, this hillside just one bad roll, and you could easily end up taking a bogey or worse.
Yeah, if you've done anything bad already on the hole, once you get up there on that green, you really just want to make sure you can stop the bleeding and not let, like you said, one stand up and roll away down that hill, because it could go right out of bounds instantly.
Absolutely. Good par there from Jared Henderson. That upshot was a little scary, just a little early release, but managed to save it. Yeah, no strokes lost there, all pars across the board.
Yeah, that's not too bad for that hole.
All right, so we are standing still here, 2 down for Jared Henderson and Jacob Chesser. Big thank you to Infinite Disc for being a supporting sponsor of this event.
Yeah, that's a great commercial.
Yeah, it is. All right, hole 5, a tricky tunnel shot here. What's the play?
Oh boy, really, if you're a righty, you have to throw like a putter or a really flippy mid all hyzer at the tree on the right side of the fairway and then let it stand up very slowly. But I think you're going to see a lot of right-handers try and do a little flex forehand, because if you don't hit the tunnel with the backhand, you're in a lot of trouble. And the problem is the gap has the tree on the left side of the fairway really close to you and then really far away on the right side, so it just kind of sets up for a forehand way better than a backhand, even though it's just a standard straight shot.
Yeah, it's a tricky one, man, especially if there's any kind of wind, and that really just adds more to the equation. And there was some wind, but not a lot here. But yeah, you're seeing some forehands off the bat here.
Yeah, I feel like the penalty is just so high for throwing the backhand. Beautiful forehand there from Jacob.
Talk about getting sneaky. Wow.
Oh, what a kiss.
Oh, got one good, one bad.
Yeah, no kidding. And, you know, even if you get a little ways in there, if you're too far off the fairway, it's kind of tricky to get up and down, even from, say, 60 or 70 feet in there.
Yeah, I know. I played the event on Sunday, and I got a bad kick out to the more towards hole one basket, but I ended up getting the little tunnel that leads to the short position on this hole, which left me a little forehand hyzer to get up and down. But if it wasn't for that, man, it's immediate jail once you're on that right side.
Oh, absolutely. That's the problem with throwing the righty backhand here is, like, if you miss left, you hit the very first tree because it's on the left side, and if you miss right, you hit the tree on the right side and you kick out to hole one and don't have a lane usually.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, a lot of pars on this hole. Birdie, I feel like even though it's a shorter hole, it's a really good birdie if you can get it.
Yeah, I got it the first round on Sunday throwing my most beat-in Electron Soft Envy on a hyzer, and it just flipped up and just turned softly. It looked like it was parked, and it says it's 275 feet, but I got up there, and of course it was still a 40-footer.
No, there's no pencil in here.
Alright, so Jacob getting the only birdie on that one, so he's going to take the lead from Jared Henderson. Alright, hole 6. This is a fun one, man. Tell us what the strategy is.
Well, it's another one kind of like the last hole. You want to throw a hyzer flip with a putter or mid if you're throwing righty backhand. And it's also another hole where it's a little bit safer to throw a sidearm because your disc will be finishing to the right into the hillside instead of chasing away from the basket down the hill to the left. Anything that comes out on a righty backhand here is usually going to finish all the way down that hill.
Yeah, I think we're going to see predominantly forehands here. This is a zone for Jacob. He might have cooked it a little bit too much. Yeah, so he's going to be down that side of the hill there, which is tricky, man. I saw a lot of putts rolling away on this green.
Oh yeah, definitely. You can be pretty much anywhere putting for birdie or par on this one, and if you hit the basket, you're probably going to catch a little bit of a roll.
It was weird.
That one sat up well enough there for Jared, so let's see if he can cash in a birdie here and get back to at least a tie.
It seems like the front 9 or 10 holes on this course are very forehand friendly. Like, even the short ones that seem like they might be a standard backhand putter or mid-range shot, the way that you want to miss or don't want to miss seems to set up more for the sidearm. So you'll see the sidearm be the safe play a lot of times early in this round.
I'm honestly surprised that we saw 3 backhands there. I would have thought it would have been at least 2 and 2.
I feel like the first round everyone's really hopeful, and so you're trying to hit those perfect pure lines, but you know, once they're grinding in round 2, they're probably all chipping forehands on this hole, just trying to get a putt for birdie.
Lay up there for Jay. I thought he would have ran that, but still early in the game, didn't want to take unnecessary strokes. And a good birdie there from Mark.
I mean, I definitely would have run the putt that Jacob laid up, but good for him to stick into a game plan.
Yeah.
Once you give strokes away, you can never truly get them back, so...
Yeah, it just makes it so much harder, especially, like you said, this is a shorter tournament. It's 2 rounds in one day, so it's almost like a sprint. And a good birdie there from Jared, so he's clawed his way back up to a tie for the lead.
Yeah, this is definitely one of those holes you want to be inside the circle. You don't want that tester putt with the hill.
Yeah, it can bite you. I had a first round when I played it on Sunday. I had a roll away and had to make a 40-footer coming back up the hill for par, which thankfully I made, but it's not a fun one.
Yeah, no good. Nice save, though.
Thank you. All right, hole 7. Hyzer.
Yeah, this one's kind of weird. They have a position over to the right, which is a really highly technical hole. This one, however, it says 360. It doesn't play that far. You are going to see people just hyzer down into this wood line. You really don't want something that's going to skip out hard left, because then you can kind of just get trapped in a whole little pencil forest and have no look at all. But you're probably just going to see everybody chunk into the woods on a hyzer and just hope that they get a circle's edge look or better.
Yeah, Jared Henderson going with the high line there, and that looks pretty ideal.
You
Yeah, that's a great shot. Inside the circle, birdie putt. I thought I threw a good drive on this one both rounds on Sunday's event, and both times I was circle's edge or a little closer and didn't have a putt. One of them I ended up side-arming, the other I turboed.
Oh, wow. And another really good shot, and that was actually another Comet that Mark threw there, so a little bit more of a stable one and just trusted that float on that disc to just get it there.
Yeah, Mark has that ultimate background where he's used to hyzer flipping discs, and boy, the Comet just jives with his throw so well. He always is throwing the Comet, and he's always coming up with really beautiful, like, technical shots.
Jacob got the fortunate kick out there from the trees, and Jared, yeah, he's going to have himself a look there.
Yeah, that was a good little action off the base of that tree right at the end. We'll give him a putt.
Jump putt bid there.
Jacob is playing a no-stress round. He's just pitching it up under the basket whenever he's not in position.
Good hit there by Jared Neal.
Yeah, Jared needed that putt.
Yeah. He's putting with those new Royal Line Fates, which just came out. So, really good shot there off the tee for Jared Hendersen there that gives him the easy birdie.
Yeah, a couple in a row for him. Building up a little steam, heading into this wooded stretch back here.
Yeah, the course is going to take a little bit of a change here. Holes 8 and 9. They're technical holes, and they can cause a lot of problems, so you want to rack up on the birdies heading into those. Alright, so quietly Mark Poole putting together a nice round as well, so we've got quite a battle for first so far.
That's the Mark Poole special, man.
Alright, hole 8. You're going to see a plethora of different shots, but what's the strategy here?
Well, that's a good question. It's kind of pick your own poison. It's hard to park this one, but if you're getting a 3, you're not really losing strokes to the field. So you'll see a lot of guys just try to throw like an anhyzer. However, that hillside makes it extra tough, because if you throw a little too much Annie, you can cut roll off that hill and go OD in the street. So I go ahead and go with the roller on this one just to make sure that I'm rolling the correct direction and never going to roll out of bounds.
There's some of that Annie, but you can see there he did cut into the hillside, but he sat down.
Yeah, this hole is treacherous when it's really windy because it'll turn the disc over and they will just cut roll out a lot.
That is so pretty.
And again, Mark with a very technical shot, and he's put himself just outside the circle there for a legitimate look at it too.
Yeah, I believe I've only played this hole 7 times, maybe 7 different rounds, but that's the best drive I've seen.
And that is a big forehand to get all the way up there from Jared Neal.
Yeah, that's a great shot. You can't really attack the pin with the forehand if you're trying to use the fairway the whole way. But Jared took it as far as he could and then came in the true gap. So basically as good as you can play it without trying to get risky on that hillside.
Yeah, and there's the roller you were talking about. So you saw basically 3 different shots out of 4 players trying to attack this hole.
And no one went in the road, so I would say it's pretty successful.
Yeah, absolutely. And wow, what a kick.
Yeah, almost a pinball wizard maneuver there.
All right, on top of each other, all right. Making minis.
Someone owes someone a beer.
Yep. So Mark with the obstructed look. Oh, no.
Yeah, he wants that one back.
All right, so Jared would be getting strokes on everybody here if he can this too.
It's tricky. He has that tree kind of blocking the hyzer.
Holy moly. How many of those?
And he pures it.
Yeah, that's a great putt. Once again, not able to hyzer. He throws it dead straight and just nails the perfect line.
Yeah, I didn't take a
I
look
don't
to
think-
see how many twos were had on this hole, but I would imagine it's not very many at all.
Yeah, I was about to say that in my 7 rounds, 6 of those being in the tournament, I don't think I've ever seen anyone do it, so good for Jared.
Yeah. So that gets him back to even for the round. And we head into hole 9, which this year is a par 4, coming in at 368, and I believe they said last year that this was a par 3.
Yeah, they did call it a par 3 last year. Everyone, kind of scoffed and joked about that, but it's definitely a par 4. 368 feet, it plays way longer. It plays the 2-shot hole, and you have the bando deep in the woods on the right side, so if you do throw a bad shot and hit a great kick, you can't just go around, you gotta pitch back through the woods. It's actually a pretty tough hole, mainly because there's still several trees in the gap leading to the landing zone.
Really good kick.
So,
Now I'm in the fairway.
Yeah, if you're trying to get there, I think the play is what you just saw from Jared Neal. There's that flex forehand, but a lot of guys are just gonna basically take their hyzer, try to get in position to get into the mouth of the opening, and then kind of take their shot straight down.
yeah, that's how it should be played. That's the golf way to play it.
Yeah.
However, that's not the way I play it. That's not the way you're going to see a lot of these aggressive guys play it. You're going to see a lot of that overstable forehand thrown on almost a forehand roller type angle, because you have to have it flex back so late in the shot.
Yeah. So what did you throw on this?
I actually threw my flippiest driver, my really beat up Insanity, on a late landing forehand roller.
Huh.
So I throw it kind of like I would throw a stable sidearm, and then have it kind of turn all the way around the corner, and then it lands on a cut roller way left, and then tries to stand up back right. I was inside putting distance the first round, but I was obstructed in the trees, and then the second round, it did not work out at all.
All right. So you see these guys kind of just working their way down and trying to get in position to at least secure the par.
Yeah, that's the thing about this hole, is because it's so short, you really don't want to give one up on it.
Yeah.
But if you're out of position at all, you kind of just have to pitch back to the middle. And then you're usually left with a downhill death putt trying to save that par, or birdie if you're lucky.
Come on.
That stump. For some reason, I saw that stump stop a couple of people from sliding down to the pin.
That was a good move on the course designer's part to leave that stump.
Yeah. And you can see here how obstructed Jacob is. He's trying to figure out what he can actually do to try to get down there.
Yeah, that's kind of the nature of the beast of this hole. If you're not, pitching it around, playing safe right up the middle, you're just having to try and figure something out. It's just straight up scramble golf once you're off the fairway here.
Yeah. So all these guys have quite a bit of distance left on these putts. You can see Jared was up there first, and Mark's got a tricky bit here to try to get up and down for par. Oh, there you go, and we get the run back.
Yeah, run that one back. That was a sweet putt. A little straddle stepper.
Yeah, just tucks it in on the right side. Very nicely done.
Yeah, that feels good, because if you miss the basket on that putt, potential 3-putt.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I think a lot of people would just look at this and see par 4, 358 feet, and think that's kind of a joke, but
Yeah.
you play the hole, and it scores correctly as a par 4.
Absolutely. That was a good hit there by Jared Hendersen. Also, now we've got Jacob here lining up the pure. Oh, man. Another run back. These guys are making it look easy.
Yeah, that's another great putt right there, especially after Jacob has just played so safe in so many spots, but he found himself in a position where it was do or die, and he had to go for it, and he executed, so that was nice to see.
Yeah, getting the birdie there, that's a great job. And Jared Neal saving the par there, so pretty much what you're going to see. You'll see a lot of fours on that hole. Very rare to see the birdie, so to say. And you also see a lot of bogeys.
Big clear the water energy. Big new disc energy? So whether you just chucked your favorite disc in the water or looking for a little wisdom on what needs to be the next staple in your bag, head on over to Dynamic Discs Iron City for your one-stop shop for all of your disc golf needs. Big Dynamic Discs Iron City energy.
Alright, hole 10, this will be the last hole of this video here, and then we've got the back 11 coming your way, but 232 feet. Tell us about this hole here, Dollar.
Well, it's a little shorty, not too much to think about. The gap kind of pinches right here after what you see is the short position, that little white pole. You're really just trying to skirt through this little gap here, and the only thing to worry about after that is this fence line is actually OB. It's not really big enough holes to get through on this right side, but there's definitely some holes in that left side. So anything coming in hot and high is going to go OB, and anything low and hot will probably get caught by the fence, but you're still taking a risk.
Cool with it.
Yeah, one of the guys on my cart on Sunday went OB long, just sailed it right over the basket and just kept going.
Yeah, I didn't really realize the OB was back there until someone in my group threw ahead of me, and they threw a beautiful shot, and they're like, oh, just don't go out of bounds. I was like, hang on a minute, let me look at this tee sign.
Ninja tree.
Oh man, Jared getting caught up with that tree there. Actually skipped off of the basket the second round with my zone. Nearly aced it.
Oh, that'd have been a nice one for the ace.
Yeah. And that one sneaks through for Mark as he's going to have himself a look.
Yeah, there's some gaps there on the left side.
Whoa. And thankfully that one did not go OB, but that had some steam on it.
Yeah, Jared's definitely trying to play hard to try and catch up and make up for that early struggle.
And there's a good two. That's how you take advantage of the fortune there of getting through that left side.
Yeah, Mark is heating up at this point. He's birdied what, like 4 of the last 5 or something like that, and the put's looking really good. They're starting to drop.
Yeah, absolutely. And Jared trying to keep pace here. He's doing a good job getting another birdie.
Yeah, they have a nice little battle going right now.
Oh, careful there, getting poked from behind.
Yeah, you get 2 meters from barbed wire, but I'm not sure if barbed wire runs along the whole thing. I think on the other side there's some barbed wire, so you could dig 2 meters.
Yeah.
This side there might not be barbed wire.
And Jacob with a good birdie as well. So good hole for this feature card here. 3 out of the 4 getting the birdies.
Yeah, it's definitely one you want to get. There are some trees in the fairway, so sometimes you miss it, but usually you're going to see 3 of the 4 grab this one.
Alright, so that wraps up the front half of this video here. A big thank you to our Patreon supporters, Matt Dollar. Big thank you to you for joining us for this commentary.
Yes, sir. I look forward to the rest of the rounds.
We'll be coming your way soon right here on Run Productions. Thanks so much for checking out the action.